Hi again. I wanted to just add this little addendum to my dog spirit. I wanted to add a little addendum to what I was sharing earlier about sending love and appreciation down to or down back in to our past selves, but also how important it is to send it forward to our future self as well. It occurred to me after sitting with, um, what I had shared, this afternoon on the video, that's before this one. I Because I was pondering everything, and I was really struck by how our future self needs that too, The me that is 10 years in the future from now, having tackled what she needs to tackle and all the relationships and the possible challenges of life and the losses that no doubt I will incur over the next 10 years. I don't like to dwell on that, but it's just a part of life. Truly, you know, even the parts of us that are great, that change over time and evolve and grow, those parts, are sometimes hard to let go of. And so to really feel into uh, our hearts and send love and gratitude and appreciation and blessings to that part of us, that if time is, this spiral that is existing on all levels concurrently, that would mean our future self is closer than we think, right? And to really connect with him, her on a daily basis and send that love and appreciation and gratitude for everything that they are going to encounter. Send blessings forward, send prayers forward for all the support that they need. They are everything, you know, the resources, the camaraderie, the community, the beauty, the luck, the synchronicity that is so important in life as a guide, sending all of that. But particularly from, this part of me now, this present 2025 part, sending my 2030 part, my 2035 self, just so much love, so much appreciation for being willing to be fierce and honest and participate in this life, participate and share and encourage and be a part of this incredible shift. So I wanted to offer that before we do our little journey to access these parts of ourselves. So I think I want to take us into that now. Press pause for a little bit until I sort of gather myself, and I'll be back in a sec. So just dropping in with our hand just gently over our hearts, those magic light fingers finding their way inside of our chest cavity, our heart cave. Really feeling them gently, very so ever so gently curling around our heart, to hold our heart for all that it is holding at this time. Our heart is holding a lot. Our heart is becoming, remembering. The Wicho call it heart memory, Iari, that which we are born into this life with, so that we can remember our original instructions, live the heart path. And I feel like our heart deserves a holding. As we know, our face is formed on our heart first, and then our buds, the buds of our hands. So there's this real physical, biological connection between our hands and our heart. Call that the heart line between our hearts and our hands. When our arms are outstretched like wings, that's the heart line. Our wing line. So just feeling that loving, very gentle holding of our heart. And breath, breathing with that, breathing into that, filling our lungs and our intention with breath. To gently hold and shepherd our own heart. Letting our heart know that we're going to do a little journey, that the starting point is within our heart. We're going to invite our heart to grow around us, to get larger and larger and larger until we're inside of our beautiful heart kiva, our heart cave. And if you haven't been there for a minute, just notice what's around you. Notice if there's anything that needs to be rearranged, regenerated in any way. How does it look? How does your heart space look, feel, taste, sense? Bringing in all the senses to experience this part of yourself, this sacred, safe, inner space. And do what needs to be done in order to recreate it, if that's necessary. If it feels a little barren, if it feels a little unsecure, call in some allies, some beautiful, compassionate, helping spirits to help you. Recreate the space in the way that feels good. Light a fire. If your fire is dim, if it needs to be warmed up, feels a little cold, a little chilly in there. Bring some flowers in for your altar, the altar of your heart. Some candles, some gemstones. Make it a place that you want to spend time in. And breath. I'm breathing life and beauty into your heart. And inviting a council in this space with your past selves. You can choose a particular timeline. It might be a decade, it might be 2 decades, it might be just one particular time that you remember that was challenging. inviting those aspects of yourself from those times into your heart to sit with you and counsel. And also inviting whatever aspect of your future self would like to be here too. Could be several, several aspects. Your future self. And you could also invite into the council your multidimensional self or selves, your wise elder self, different aspects of yourself that you would like to be in council with inside of your heart space. You can be sitting around the fire together. Make it comfortable, make it friendly, make it inviting. And just witness each other. You may just be able to get glimpses of your future self. If you're not a visual person, you may sense your presence, sense the presence of these different aspects. Try not to get hung up on whether you can see or not see. Just allow however your information comes to you to be exactly perfect. And cultivate a sense of appreciation, of gratitude, forgiveness, love in your heart. Have it be real if you can, to drop from mental gratitude to actual feeling, that feeling that wells up inside of our chest, that feels like love, that feels like appreciation. Sometimes I have to actually think about a particular being in my life that I always can find this sense of genuine love and appreciation for. And then I use that as a gateway to grow love and send it in different directions. And really send it to yourself in the present first, like this now self. This person here that is listening to this recording, whenever that might be, 2 weeks from now, yesterday, in a parallel existence. And just really feel your now present self and flood him or her with as much love and appreciation as you can for everything that they have encountered in this day alone, right? This day alone. A day in the now times can be quite an adventure, be quite a challenge, can have truly exquisite moments of magic and joy, and then really cliff drops of despair at times, when we hear about something in the news and it just takes our breath away and hurts our heart in a way that is challenging to hold, you know, all those aspects of life that we're being asked to hold at the moment and not get to really feel compassion and be able to send compassion out, not only to ourselves, but to people that are suffering, but also not get pulled in or down by it. This is the challenge of our life right now. And a big breath around that, sending breath of love out to the water, to where the water is impacting humanity right now, whether it be the lack of it or the overflow of it. And bringing it back to yourself, flooding your own cells, your own heart, your own being, all your timelines with love and appreciation. You might see them fan out in front of you, behind you, or around you. You may see them as these beautiful spiral lines of connection, fractals of yourself that exist simultaneously. However you feel, see, sense, know time and yourself within time, we're just flooding it all with love and appreciation and compassion and forgiveness. And a prayers for support, prayers for camaraderie, prayers for synchronicity, for giant boons. I love that word, boon. Who doesn't love a boon? BOON. My nose is a little stuffed up at the moment. Feeling quite emotional as I navigate this journey. So, really staying with that, and cultivating that, and building that feeling of love and gratitude for all of what the medicine of life has brought you. Feeling those roots that are sometimes so painful. The roots of our fruit on our tree of life, can be very painful and give us incredible fruit and incredible blessings. That is how life seems to work, certainly for me. It's never a straight line, it's always a surprise. And to be able to stay in the dance of that with this deep compassion for ourselves, all of ourselves, and especially our future selves. But even when I say that, I don't, it isn't especially, it's every aspect. Past, present, future, and parallel. It's just flooding all the timelines. Like, oh, I heard a story recently about how when in the olden times, when Sirius would disappear from the night sky, there would be drought in Egypt and parts of Africa where the Nile is. And then when Sirius would return, the Nile would rise and flood a little, but in that flooding water, the crops and people would rejoice. It feels like that compassion that we can cultivate for ourselves, out of the darkness when our star is not shining so brightly, and then it reappears and the waters of us rise, and the love in us rises and swells, and I see the river, the Nile, with all its fingers going out, and that's sort of like our river of life that goes out into all of these timelines, past, present, and future. And breath, receiving the breath, breathing life, and beauty, love, regeneration, restoration, and deep, deep forgiveness for things we don't even know we have to forgive, you know? I had a little conversation with one of my past selves today, and I had no idea there was such sadness still there. And it was so touching to speak to her, just tell her, just bear witness, tell her how much she was loved and always was loved, and that it was always going to be okay, and that she didn't do anything wrong. The breath. And of course, staying here as long as you need to, as long as you can, as long as you want to. Always come back to this journey, this, mm, I don't know, meditation, whatever you want to call it. Reconnect and, and flood all of your timelines with love and beauty and inspiration, gratitude. Whew. Thanking your council, whoever showed up in there. Maybe giving everybody a hug and receiving a hug from everybody. And if there's any words of wisdom that your future self wants to give you, or any words of wisdom your past self wants to give you, for that matter, um, now would be the time to listen in for that. You might want to imagine passing a talking stick or a talking rattle um, around the circle, just sitting in silent witness to see what wants to be shared from these aspects of yourself. It could just be energy. You just feel a lot of love in this moment. There are no words. Mhm. If your heart, your mind feels like it needs words, just allow your imagination to give that to yourself. Don't grasp or reach for some, you know, like prophetic message, or just allow your future self to speak through your imagination. What do you think you would like to hear right now from your future self? You know? What would feel comforting? What would feel reassuring? What would feel inspirational and regenerative? And just allow your imagination to bring that to you. And breath. And completing with these beautiful aspects of you. Obviously, they're here at all times, and they can stay in your heart space, even as we invite now the heart to come back into its body, into its home in a smaller, more physical way, shifting from that altered reality into its physical shape and form as you're holding it still. giving your heart deep thanks for its work, its its beauty, its courage to show up day after day and be in the saddle with you in life, guide as a guide and a witness, ever expanding to hold it all. Mm. It's quite a powerful journey for me. I hope it was for you. Um, yeah, until next time.